As charter flights from Uzbekistan grace the skies of Goa, we unveil the allure of one of our cherished gems, Fontainhas. Delve into this unique location from the heart of Goa's Latin quarters, as this season transforms the state into a captivating destination.
Goa was recently in the news due to expanding flight connections from Central Asia. The popular Indian tourist destination has now seen a new Centrum air flight reach the state from Uzbekistan. In light of this, let us bring you a story from our favorite spot in Goa. This is the Fontainhas neighborhood in Panjim. This historic neighborhood is known for its colorful lanes of traditional houses. In Goa's early days, the state was a part of Portugal, and its influence can be seen on these quaint lanes.
This is Fontainhas, the heritage area of Panjim in Goa. Now, this place was urbanized in the late 1700s after a wealthy expat came back from an African colony in Mozambique. This place was introduced to the Portuguese art of hand-painted ceramic tiles called azulejos that are still being used to this day as nameplates for buildings in the entire neighborhood.
We are staying in a heritage building right in the heart of the neighborhood at a homestay called Afonso's. When we ask Clifton Afonso, our guest house host, what he has to say about the area, this is what he has to say.
Fontainhas basically stands for little fountains in Portuguese. Fonte, for example, is a fountain, and Fontainhas is little fountains. So Inhas is suffix in Portuguese, which wants to add a measure of smallness to it. Fontainhas came about in the 18th century. The capital was in Old Goa, and then there was a pest they called as the bubonic plague. So everything moved from there to here. Well, ever since then, we've had generations and generations of people living here. So what has happened now is something that we've noticed post-COVID, when people couldn't travel abroad, the best destination would be to come under Goa, because if you really come to this area, which is Fontainhas, experience and a travel in time back to what it once was, because most of the houses here are so well preserved. It's an initiative that's taken mostly by the locals.
Well, there you have it. Taking a stroll down these colorful lanes can easily make you feel like you're traveling in Europe, as it looks very different from other parts of India. So if you do make your way here, how should you reach the neighborhood?
If you're coming to check out this neighborhood and you're bringing your own car, keep in mind that there is hardly any place to park in Fontainhas. So what you should do is park in Pato, which is right here. Just cross a little river and walk right in and explore the entire area on foot. The last thing you want to do is annoy the local residents.
We make a move towards the heart of Fontainhas, and it's as crowded as it gets.
A lot of tourists come here. There's no doubt about.
What a circus it's become over here. Let us try to find a more quiet area.
There is even a bakery that is named after the same date. So we're going to go and check this out and see what it's like. Maybe we can even meet the owner. Let's check it out.
Hidden away from the main road in a narrow, colorful lane with a few spots to sit outside and only one room inside, this quaint bakery is small and simple. The heart of the bakery is the wood-fired oven at the back, and the walls are filled with newspaper clippings of different features. It's not a bad place for a snack. The surge in tourism is certainly palpable here, and it seems like the area is over its capacity.
What a lot of local residents wish for is for the visitors to show some respect, because this is, after all, a residential area. So when it comes to moving around, don't be loud, don't throw garbage everywhere, respect the neighborhood, and let people have their peace, because at the end of the day, people live here, so it might become overbearing if thousands and thousands and thousands of tourists come here and scream and take photos and even put their feet up on their walls, making them dirty. At the end of the day, they have to take care of their own buildings, their own homes, and they have to paint them every year with their own money. So show respect.
It's clear to me now that Clifton was right. The neighborhood has exploded in popularity since COVID lockdowns. I've never seen so many domestic tourists here before. After freshening up, I'm curious to pick Clifton's brain again. How does it feel to run a guest house amidst this surge in tourism?
We still have to find a way how we can amicably come to a point whereby there's tourism at the same time, and then we also maintain our livelihood and our way of life. So what's tiring is the point is we can't come out sensitizing each and every person because the population is so huge. So that's the reason why many a times if you go around, especially in Fontainhas, you see signboards, no photography, maintain silence. So the problem is not really with photography, it's about the way you go about taking photographs. If you click it in silence, everyone is more than happy to share their culture.
What are the souvenir and gift options if you come here? Suppose you want to buy something Goan from this area. In that case, there is an interesting shop that sells local produce called Global to Local, where souvenirs and food items are for sale. Another shop further north, called Omo on My Own, sells clothes, jewelry and other trinkets that can make for nice gifts and memories. Fontainhas has also emerged as a food destination, as restaurants, eateries and bars have popped up in the neighborhood in recent years, and for those staying overnight here, exploring these options is a must. Goa's Fontainhas is also a magical Christmas destination due to its unique blend of Latin charm and festive spirit. During this time of the year, the vibrant neighborhood is adorned with colorful decorations, creating a picturesque setting that perfectly complements the holiday season. The local community's enthusiasm for the festive season, combined with the area's historical significance, makes Fontainhas a standout destination for those seeking a festive and culturally rich Christmas celebration in Goa.
Cities worldwide from Hong Kong to Rome embrace the holiday season with enchanting light exhibitions and festive events. We will now take a trip around the world to see how.
Let's begin with some of the world's capitals. In Washington, D.C., portions of the White House have been artfully transformed into a Christmas wonderland by decorators as envisioned by First Lady Jill Biden. The official White House Christmas tree, an impressive 5.6-meter tall Fraser fir, graces its usual spot in the Blue Room. But outside the White House, the National Christmas tree faced challenges, succumbing to high winter winds. The 40-foot Norway spruce, situated on the White House ellipse in President's Park, toppled down, requiring several hours of effort to stand tall once again. In Berlin, Chancellor Olaf Scholz welcomed the German national Christmas tree, a towering 15-meter high spruce generously donated by the German Forest Association in Eberswald, Brandenburg. Accompanied by the festive melodies of local children singing Christmas songs, the scene outside the Chancellery was adorned with falling snow. Over to Rome now, which got illuminated by Christmas lights already on November 30th, featuring Mayor Roberto Gualtieri, who led the switch-on ceremony on Condotti Street. Adding a musical touch to the spectacle, the Carabinieri police marching band entertained onlookers with the Italian national anthem. This illuminating ceremony marks the commencement of the Christmas season on one of Rome's paramount shopping streets, just around the corner from the famed Spanish Steps. In Rome, let's also see how the Vatican lights up an enormous Christmas tree and nativity scene. The event drew flocks of tourists who rejoiced in the beautiful sight, accompanied by music and singing. In London, British royals participated in Christmas festivities last week, with King Charles attending a craft reception and Princess Kate a carol service. King Charles engaged with the King's Foundation's crafts programs and sampled mulled wine at Highgrove. Princess Kate met singers Jess Glynn and Adam Lambert at the Together at Christmas carol service led by the Princess of Wales and supported by the Royal Foundation. Hong Kong is ready to celebrate its first Christmas without restrictions after the COVID-19 pandemic. An impressive 20-meter Christmas tree graces the skyline, commanding views of the iconic Victoria Harbour. Situated in a newly developed art and culture district in West Kowloon, the tree serves as the centerpiece for a Christmas-themed village organized by the Hong Kong Tourism Board. Numerous Santas converge in Hong Kong streets each year for the city's traditional SantaCon. Residents of Hong Kong adorned in red and white attire, including some donning Santa's elf costumes, assembled at a bar in the central area of the city last weekend. From there, they went to a pier, spreading Christmas cheer by singing carols throughout the journey. This 12-hour event involves Santas joyously celebrating at various locations across the city. And it also serves as a fundraising initiative for Impact HK, an NGO dedicated to supporting the homeless population in Hong Kong. The Nuremberg Christmas market ushered in the festive season with an abundance of mulled wine and authentic German sausages at the beginning of this month. With a staggering 2 million attendees in 2022, the picturesque market is renowned for more than just its culinary delights. Since 1948, Nuremberg has annually elected its own Christkind, a symbolic figure believed to deliver Christmas gifts to children in southern Germany. This year, 17-year-old Nelly Lunkenheimer inaugurated the market amidst trumpets at the city's cathedral. 170 stalls offer traditional delights like Nuremberg bratwurst and gingerbread. Nuremberg's market stands as one of Germany's oldest, dating back to 1628. The celebration culminates on Christmas Eve, when Germans traditionally celebrate Christmas.
Next, we take you to the historic city of Bethlehem, the place of birth of Jesus Christ, which is seeing a somber Christmas this year in the shadow of the Israel-Hamas war.
Since October this year, the war between Israel and Hamas has been raging on, causing widespread destruction. The war has also taken a toll on tourism in the Israel-occupied West Bank region. Businesses in the historic city of Bethlehem are struggling to remain open, with tourists choosing to travel to safer destinations. Because of its religious significance, Bethlehem sees a massive footfall of tourists, especially pilgrims, around Christmas every year. Scores of people assemble in long queues outside of the Church of Nativity, the traditional place of Jesus' birth. But this year, the turnout was disappointingly low, especially for several businesses that depend on travelers visiting the city. The city's streets are deserted, with hotels mostly without bookings, souvenir shops largely shuttered, and restaurants closed. In the wake of the ongoing war, the city will see pared-down festivities and only religious rituals are planned to be observed. But all does not seem to be lost. For some, keeping their shops running is a way to keep their hopes of a peaceful future alive.
To open the store every day, it gives us also power, hope for the future. We want to feel that everything will be back like normal life. So to close the store, it gives us less power. And we are always hoping, and we don't want to lose the hope.
Let's now travel to the scenic city of Varanasi in India, where the Kashi Vishwanath temple catches millions of tourists' fancy.
This is the Hindu holy city of Banaras or Varanasi. Located just a few meters away from Ganga Dwar, a gateway corridor that connects Kashi Vishwanath temple with the ghats of the Ganges, it is one of the most popular attractions in the city. Just 2 years after the inauguration of this corridor, officials have now reported that over 129 million devotees have visited the sacred site between December 2021 and December 2023. But it's not only Indian pilgrims who throng the temple of Shiva. Foreigners also visited the temple in large numbers. Nearly 16,000 foreign devotees made it to the record books. Legend says that it was at this exact place where Lord Shiva manifested in the form of a fiery pillar to prove his might. He split the earth's surface and flashed up to the skies. A segment of this dynamic light manifested in the form of a Jyotirlinga, as a devotional representation of the Hindu god Shiva in 12 different sites. Kashi is one of them. Given the site's religious significance, authorities undertook an expansive overhaul of the temple to improve accessibility and general amenities for those visiting. And finally, in 2021, the temple was reopened by Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a lavish ceremony. This improved experience has led to an unprecedented surge in footfall. Bookings for 2023 nearly doubled compared to 2022, indicating a significant upswing in both domestic and international enthusiasm for the unique spiritual experience offered at Kashi.
December sees famous Hollywood celebrities like Brad Pitt and Katie Holmes celebrate birthdays. Let us now take you to a spot that is perhaps the most famous place in Hollywood and just completed 100 years this month.
After you land in the city of Los Angeles, one of the must-see sights is the famous Hollywood sign. Well, guess what? The famous sign has completed a century this year. A special lighting ceremony was recently held at the top tourist spot to commemorate this milestone. The sign was first illuminated on the 8th of December in 1923 with two 10-foot replica light fixtures adorned with vintage bulbs. The sign was initially made with lettering that read Hollywoodland to promote a new housing development. Surprisingly, it was installed with an intended run of only 18 months. But since 1923, the sign has stood tall. Fast forward to this month. Hollywood Sign Trust Chairman Jeff Zeranim hosted an event on the 8th of December to give fans a glimpse of how the sign looked back then.
The Hollywood sign really is Hollywood's biggest star, and she is definitely ready for her close-up. After the last several years, this is really a coming out moment for LA, because the Hollywood sign really is our global icon. It is the reason people choose to come to LA, not just because of getting that bucket list photo with a Hollywood sign in the background, but also because it represents the fact that LA is a city of endless possibility.
Now, efforts are underway to build a new visitor center at the site, hoping to bring ardent fans closer to one of Hollywood's biggest draws. This cult sign is a celebrity in its own right, and no visit to LA is complete without a visit and an obligatory selfie.
That's all we have time for on the show this week, but we'll return next weekend with another Wings episode. For now, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.